myself this way. I wasn't born this way. I absolutely and utterly made myself this way. And any single one of you men out here can do the same thing.
All right, I'm sorry.
You need to affirm to the universe. You need to wake up every day.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. You're probably clicking off the video. All right, guys. I'm sorry. All right, guys. So, welcome back. Today's Tuesday, and I want to go over. I was debating whether should I make this video about supply and demand, or the which is what I trade for everything, or futures. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about basically how I trade futures in 2025, and I want to actually go ahead and show you guys. Yes, that is an Andrew Tate subliminal I'm listening to. I want to go ahead and show you guys how I actually trade this, and I want to actually give you guys some value that you guys can walk away with today. So let's go on and get right into it. So the first component to actually finding setups, I'm gonna go out and just say it to you guys, is gonna be the news. Now, I know a lot of people just avoid the news, but the best way for me when I'm trading supply and demand is to find the news. And the reason why is because, sorry guys, the news simply moves the market. And what I mean, how the news moves the market is through volatility. Now, when there is no volatility in the forex market or in the futures market, such as like when you're trading silver crossed with the US dollar. And so actual US economic events can actually affect the silver chart. Now, you don't actually need to know every single thing that's happening in economics to understand how to trade silver. You just need to know when there's an actual economic event happening in itself. Okay? So how you're going to actually determine this is you're going to basically, like I said before, when there's no news, let's say like I'm trading the silver because I like silver. It's my favorite futures pair in US 30. When I trade silver, I look at obviously what's happening with silver, and I also look at which you don't have to do. You can just use the US dollar news, because this is what I do. So you see how right now I'm actually on Forex Factory, and you guys can see all these red and orange news folders. Now, these folders I have set on a filter recommended because it's actually showing me news. It's only showing me news that is, sorry, I'm looking for something, that is medium to high volatile news. And like I said before, I know I'm saying this the third time, think of the news as like when you're getting online for an Xbox or PlayStation or a game, or just getting online in general. When there is no volatility in a market, the market tends to be kind of offline, so it tends to move like this, just kind of sideways, and it doesn't really move out that much. So that market is actually good for traders that are just getting into Forex, like support and resistance and all that trend lines. I don't trade that, by the way, but if you're a smart money trader and you trade supply and demand, imbalance gas fair value, ICT, or you just trade straight up supply and demand zones, what creates those zones is volatility, because most of the majority of these zones that you're actually trading is unhealthy price action. And so what I mean by that is when the market isn't really moving that much, it's going like this a little bit, right? It's going sideways a little bit, maybe not sideways, maybe it is going up, but it's going up in these tiny candles. Okay, you see these tiny candles like retail candles, and a good example is like here. I'm actually going to circle it. So you see how right here on silver, we had this little bit of movement right there. Now we do have some medium-sized candles in there, but the majority of the candles in this white circle are small. And so like, for example, those little tiny gray candles, those small gray candles are actually retail traders, because retail traders actually do not have enough money / capital to move the market efficiently and dramatically. So for example, let's look at that blue candle at the end of that white circle. So you see that blue candle that I'm pointing the arrow to? So that big giant blue candle happened at the end of all this consolidation zigzag shit. And so basically, to move that, a person would need to have enough capital to create a movement like that, thus making it a demand zone. And why? Is because here's how I can prove it to you guys. So if you know what volume is, volume actually shows you in the market when you have that indicator on, it shows you who's in control of the market. So if we turn on the volume indicator, and you can clearly see the exact candlestick, that blue candlestick that I'm pointing to with that arrow, if you look under where the volume is, you can see clearly, and I'm actually going to take the arrow, and I know you already know, but I'm going to take the arrow and point it down. You notice how there's a spike in volume where that blue candle was? And like I said before, volume shows who's in control of the market, because the ones in control of the market tend to have the most capital, because you need capital to move the market. Because when you're moving in a market, you're buying and you're selling, right? And when you buy and sell in the futures market or forex market, you have to put orders in, like, on your trading view, your trade locker, MetaTrader, you do your order books, and you put your buy order, buy limit, buy market. That all costs money to do. And so when you're doing that, that actually contributes onto the side of the market that you're buying or you're selling. And so, like, for example, if I had $1 million and I wanted to trade silver, you guys could all probably see from home on your screen me moving the market, because I have so much capital that it affects the market that much. And so that's why no matter what market you're trading, the ones that have the most capital, and not only the most capital, but the things that affect the supply and demand are going to affect the price. So in terms of, let's say we're trading silver, half of silver on this pair is US dollar. So another tool that I use is called the dollar index. So the DXY stands for the dollar index. Now what the dollar index is it's basically, to keep it simple, it's basically a reflection and a display of the core of the fluctuation in price of the US dollar currency alone, without any other pair. So you know how the US dollar has USD CAD, USD JPY, all that. This one just has US dollar, and it only shows you the fluctuation of the US dollar, which can be very helpful in your trading, because if you're trading US dollar in, let's say, UCAD, I know this is about futures, but if you're, I know I'm just going off topic, but if you're a forex trader and you're trading US dollar CAD, then having the DX is very helpful, because if you see that the DX is on a clear downtrend, you know what to expect on the other pairs. The same thing with silver when you're trading futures or gold, because the US dollar is also in gold. So the US news is important when you're trading futures, in my opinion, because it can help you find setups. So for example, let's make an artificial scenario. So you see where under my face is right now on the screen, whether you're watching a reel, a YouTube video. Now let's say futures, gold or silver, price was kind of like wasn't moving at all, right? Let's say it was moving, but it was moving like this. Let's say it was going up, maybe sideways, down, up, and then sideways, right back down. Okay, so now let's say that you wanted to buy in this scenario because you're a smart money trader and you see that there's there's buy side liquidity here. There's a double top, and there's a double bottom there. And so if I wasn't sure whether to buy, you can actually wait for a breakout and retest, which actually does work. That's the one strategy that does work, because it's based off of volume and supply and demand. So let's say the US news happening today at 9 o'clock caused for the market, pay attention, to move up like this, for that white line to go up, break above those two double tops, causing let's say a spike in volume. And because of that spike in volume, that is clearly demand, because bullish, let's say there's green volume, bullish green volume shows that there was enough demand to break that liquidity, which was that buy side liquidity, which was the double tops, which was someone's resistance zone. So like I said in the last video, liquidity from us smart money traders is simply areas in the market that have large amounts of stop losses. So we all know when you're getting into futures or forex, people tend to trade trend lines and support resistance or their blah blah blah, and then because of that, there is a popularity in where their stop losses are. So it's just areas that their stop losses are. So areas where retailers stop losses are, and retail traders are people like me and you at home that are trading with minimal capital, or like thousands of dollars, which is doesn't even amount to the capital they're trading with, which is millions to billions. And so we are known as the retail traders, and all we're doing is trading like smart money. We aren't actual smart money. But yeah, guys, so the tips today I basically gave for futures trading is the news. Use the news to help you find setups. And so like I was saying, if there's news coming out tomorrow, which is Wednesday at 8:30 for the US dollar, I would actually pay attention to silver, and you have the choice to either identify a setup before the news occurs, or you can wait for this a setup after the news, because after the news a movement will happen and you can get in on a pullback. And another thing to do, guys, is if you're trading futures, only trade 2 setups a day. And the reason is because I'll actually pull up something, and this is a big secret. So here's why I aim for 2 setups a day. So when you're trading 1 to 2 trades a day, which is what I like to call 1-2 setups a day, you aren't, I know you're about to read this, but we aren't greedy. So when, for example, when you're on a win streak, you tend to over leverage and start to put in more trades. You'll put in like 10 trades on a, like one lot, 10 trades, doing all this, and you end up blowing your account. So it's best to take 1 to 2 trades, and then once, let's say 1 wins, 1 loses, or 2 wins, then you're good. I don't care what the outcome is, you're good. And that's creating enough discipline in that it's creating general discipline, because when you're not getting it more than 1 to 2 trades, you're actually training your mind to commit to your system, right? And you're also, you have fewer emotions to process, because you're not like that's like it says here, because you're not like, oh no, should I trade now? Should I get in this trade? Let me just put in another lot trade, even though I already want to trade for today, and you end up losing it. And like I said, I didn't say this yet, but you also have clear, focused decisions, because you have clarity, and then because you know you can only take 2 trades, you can choose trades that are the highest quality. And yeah, so you also have a less chance of getting triggered because of that, everything I just said, and the fact that you only are operating off of being committed to a system that allows you to become profitable, because you're not breaking the rules, and it's going to allow you to find higher quality setups. So you're basically rewiring your brain to have enough discipline to take the higher quality setups without letting your emotions and other things get in the way. So I think this is actually a really good thing for you guys to take note of. And a good time, another thing I want to give to you, another gem, is on silver. When you go to the 1 hour, most of my setups happen on lower time frames with silver. So the 1 hour to 4 hour I tend to use for my highly time frame bias, and the lower time frames below 1 hour 15 minute I use for actual supply and demand zones and setups. So yeah, guys, I hope this video helped you. I don't have a course or anything. I have a free group you guys can join on my Discord. I also have a paid ebook if you guys are interested in that, and what that basically is a visual 49-page guide that basically shows you and explains in depth of my personal strategy and my personal approach and my personalized steps that I use on a weekly basis to find consistent setups. So if you're interested in that and you don't really want to like binge watch and put all my videos together, and you kind of just want like, all right, I want kind of direct access to you, just check out my ebook, and you can also join my free group like I just said, and I also have a one-on-one. So I'm not a course guy, I'm more of a one-on-one. I like to work on people one-on-one each. I work with you, and I'll actually show you so you can see my face. We can both get on the charts together. I can see where you're even at in your journey, to even see why you're wanting to trade like me, what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve. Basically just learn more a little bit about you. And yeah, guys, I hope you guys can join my community, and I hope we get to see you guys there. Don't be afraid to show your charts. We'd love to see more people in it. And yeah, guys, if you have any questions, just leave it in the comment. I'm here. I'm going to upload another video tomorrow, and peace.